Welcome home, Bitcoin truth seekers. It is Monday, February 27th. It's 2023, the year that is. It's 1:53 p.m. here in the Arizona desert. Sorry, it's kind of late today getting the show out, but really the market's just been kind of hard to even look at. It's been up and down, all a little bit of crazy anyway. So with that said, welcome home, Bitcoin truth seekers. Let's rock through and look at the power of sideways, because I think that things are setting up for, we've had some good runs. Some also definitely made some moves, and a lot of them are kind of retracing right now. Might be a time for some entries at the moment. Anyway, I'm going to rock through and check out what's going on. And definitely, Woody Harrelson is now an honorary Bitcoin truth seeker, and we'll get into why when we look at the news at the end of all this. So remember, BitcoinDailyView.com got more for you there. Definitely get yourself a gas mask. It's a good idea. Buy me a coffee. Become a member of the Telegram group. Check out blockchain education. You'll be glad you did. Things that I use and endorse and such are all linked here. And of course, at the very, very bottom, you will find indicators that I use. At least most of them are down there. So with that said, let's see what's going on. Looking at the cryptoverse in squares, it's a bit of a red day. It was greener earlier. Now it's a little bit red. We're starting to see some things roll over, which in a way is kind of a good opportunity. Well, which is not all bad, because when things roll over, it means that it's time to maybe get in on some stuff if you didn't get in on it earlier today. So noting a few things that I see here in the green. Okay, we'll check those out later. Looking at Bitcoin trading volume explicitly today, we're at right now, as we refresh this here, we're at 8.9 billion. Not a whole lot for a Monday, but that's fine. We got some Bitcoin trading volume, kind of on the mediocre side, but we'll take it. It's Monday. Looking at FinViz here, I think the markets are barely still open. I'm probably going to be closing pretty soon. It's 1:55 p.m. here in the Arizona desert, so that's like 2:30, 3:30. I think like another hour or two left. Anyway, as you can see, Dow, Nasdaq, S&P 500 open with a little bit of positivity. Boom, but it has just been giving it back. So right now, let me refresh these here. Dow is actually, how can it be plus? Doesn't make sense. Am I seeing that right? What am I seeing? Those numbers don't look right to me. I mean, anyway, if you opened here, and now you're down here, how can you be? Anyway, guys, looks to me like the Dow, Nasdaq, and S&P 500 are all kind of in the green today, although it's showing positive. Anyway, these numbers are weird. I don't want to waste time on it. They look down to me, even though the numbers here are saying that they're up, as in what, up the last hour? They kind of are. Thought that was a total for the day, like where it was in opposition to when it started. Anyway, whatever. S&P 500 Dow and NASDAQ all look kind of down a bit to me today. Looking at the S&P 500 right here, you can see got a little bit of green, not looking too bad. Tesla up 5%, the big winner. So there you go. Anyway, this is an interesting color for the day. Definitely, it's not a super hot market. Maybe we are for a little bit. Anyway, that was just kind of confusing. Sorry, but that kind of threw me off there a little bit. Anyway, looking at because if you look here at the S&P 500 here on the right, we're having a red candle day. Anyway, top right, red candle. Anyway, let's start over here where we usually do. Oil, U.S. oil spot. As you can see, we are collecting on the daily lower lows, not higher highs, though. I'm sorry, higher lows as we cruise along. We're collecting those, but not higher highs. Anyway, oil kind of in a sideways spot. Red day today. Also, who else is a red day today? The DXY, this previous support resistance zone right here, definitely bounced off that really, really hard. So as you can see, if I kind of zoom in a little bit, as we all know, DXY, dollar strength index has been in a downwards channel for a while. It broke above that 314 moving average, and of course, where it hit some previous support resistance right there, or previous resistance, it really got smacked down pretty hard, exactly right there. Bam! And anyway, so we still have an upwards channel. Maybe we're not going to keep it. Today was a big, big smackdown for the DXY, big time. So anyway, let's see what happens. Interesting. You would think that would give the market the opportunity to really rock today, but really we haven't seen a powerful S&P 500 or NASDAQ or Dow, as I haven't. They've been kind of dumping today. So why are they dumping at the same time? Looking here at the top right hand side here, we did the S&P 500 On Friday did wick down almost the 200 moving average on the daily chart, but what has it done? Boom, now it's kind of open. It's bounced. You could say it's in a better spot than it was, on Friday, but definitely appears to be closing with a red candle today. Looking at Bitcoin, red candle today, but we're holding above that 314 moving average on the daily chart. I like that. We'll see what kind of happens. Yeah, good enough. Gold, green candle today, getting a 314 moving average bounce on the daily. I'll take it. Silver plummeting. I mean, it lost the 314, lost 200. Another red candle today. Silver just not doing very well. If you're in silver, well, sorry about that. But I tell you what, though, silver ain't going anywhere, and I do have a feeling that we are. God, what are you doing? Anyway, I definitely think silver here, we're going to see a bounce back up. I mean, I doubt silver is going to stay below the 200 moving average. That's just nuts, So anyway, silver, definitely a buy opportunity, probably in the works soon. If anybody knows a silver-backed stable coin in crypto, let me know. I would be excited about getting in on that, quite possibly trading that against Bitcoin or against USDT, because silver definitely, I mean, we're going to see a retrace. Now, looking at this doesn't really matter today. Look at that liquidation. Jeez, $2 million. Anyway, a lot of volatility today. A lot of buy sell volume coming in. A lot of shorts getting wrecked longs getting wrecked when it jumped this morning. People trying very hard. We're seeing longs get wrecked. I'm seeing like big buys and sells today, big liquidations. Definitely the people are trying to long and short Bitcoin today with leverage, and both the longs and the shorters are getting wrecked. Once again, maybe one of the best words of wisdom is when it comes to trading is don't try too hard, especially with leverage. There was no long or short setup that was really confident enough for me anytime in the last, couple hours since the market opened where I would long or short Bitcoin or anything else with leverage. It's a little bit too volatile at the moment. With that said, that's just Craig's rules. Anyway, top cryptocurrency spot exchanges. So spot trading volume on the top, let's say it's just 20 exchanges here. Pretty much all in the green and well in the green. We're up about 50%, up 55% on Binance. Nutcase Bitstamp is up 268%. We're definitely seeing trading rolling in today. So we're definitely seeing spot trading action. You can see the 7-day graph is turned up big time. So we're seeing some spot trading insanity, like a monster truck race today for sure. Derivatives, we're at 43 billion today. We didn't break 50. I would have liked to, be about 50 billion today on derivatives on Binance, but we are at 56% less 24 hours. So definitely the game has started. People are making things happen. That's for sure. Now, looking at Bitcoin in the top 100, Bitcoin coming in at 23,237. Most top 100 cryptos in the red, except for NEM, which is actually Zem. Zem. Let's look at Zem before we get out of here, because it's up like 39%. Something's pumping that. Stacks, STX. Yeah, STX has been a psycho last while. I should just dump all my money into Stacks, into STX, and just sit back, check it in a month, and see what happened. All right. Looking at longs versus shorts on Binance, where the sweet volume is, 61% long, 38% short for Bitcoin. I will take that as definitely a long bias for Bitcoin, and for Ethereum, 56% long, 43% short. Not so confident, but a slight bias towards the long side for Ethereum, but definitely the longers and shorters on Binance who got that money to play with, doing longs and shorts with leverage. Long bias. All right, so looking at Bitcoin right now, 5-minute chart. Candles by Sam are firing up. Now we're starting to see some positive action here on the squeeze indicator. Directional index is just turning green right now. ADX needs to turn up, but really it's kind of exciting. Bitcoin versus USDT 5-minute chart. I know it's 5-minute chart, but getting ready to challenge that 200 moving average again, quite possibly. So I've been kind of watching it. I really want to see if Bitcoin can get itself a little bit more motivated this week. Would be very, very nice. Like I say, I like on the 45-minute and hourly chart even better. Really, the 4-hour chart also. Bitcoin above the 200 moving average and with some steady, at least sideways power, is going to be an easier trading week in my opinion. Right now, 45-minute chart, Bitcoin below the 200 moving average. That's the red one. That's the white one right here. Did challenge it earlier, couldn't keep it. Now it's kind of dumping, turning around. We'll see what happens. How about the 40-hour? How about the 4-hour chart? 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart. This is a big one right here. Big deal, I think. 4-hour chart. Definitely had a dump this morning, as we may have noticed, but check it out. We did wick below the 200 moving average, but we're holding that 200 moving average. The body of the candle is above it. If we can close and move well above that 4-hour 200 moving average, that's going to be a much better week for trading. Squeeze indicator looks like it's going to happen. Looks squeeze indicator here is definitely squeezing towards the positive side. I like that. Looking at the this guy here, the directional index, all over the place, kind of affected by that volatility, not getting a good read there. Definitely seeing some volume coming in. This is weird though. This to me is, I mean, this is just Craig Simpson's universe, the way I kind of see things. But I would say that overall, we're just seeing volume do nothing but kind of go down recently. Ever since, like, would that be like last Wednesday, February 5th, February 15th, Wednesday. So that would have been like 15th would have been like 2 weeks ago. So these volume spurts are kind of going down. I can kind of take this and lower it a little bit. You can still see, I mean, we're just kind of, volume is decreasing. Watch out for that. But something that gets me is like when you see these big volume spikes that are yellow or red, then you see these blue, like right here, that means very little volume. So you get this big boom here is manipulation coming in, then you get to nothing, no volume. I've kind of found that no volume time, in my opinion, is usually when the so here's like a no volume period right there. And then if I look up here, what does that match? Sideways right there. You know, tends to be like, so you get this volume comes in, that's where the whales are sort of like manipulating things. Then when it goes blue, that's when they don't care. You know, that's when they take a break. So watch out during blue zones there. A lot of volatility, not much volume. So just be careful. So right now we're entering. Just now we have had some manipulation. Definitely, boom, some big buy sells are coming in. Now we're going to the blue. So when you go into massive volume, then no volume. That's like really weird. So now's the time, definitely, when anything could happen. So I think definitely also it's when the whales let the retail buyers do what they want them to do. So we'll see if we get a 4-hour 200 moving average, nice bounce, and we start moving up. I could definitely see it. It would make sense. Overall, the chart kind of is looking like that would be the case, and that would be all right. You know, wouldn't surprise me if we saw, move kind of like this. Like if we started to get, I mean, it may not happen. I'm just saying what I'm kind of watching for. What would not surprise me at all is if I saw this. Let me grab this parallel channel. Bonk, bonk, bonk. Okay, there's our upwards channel, and basically, if Bitcoin did something like that. You know, I'm not saying I'm taking out a long position this very moment, but if we got a 200 moving average bounce at the bottom of this 4-hour channel, bonk, it could happen. We'll see we'll see how this goes, but definitely this is a possibility. And I'm thinking, like, I love getting in a BTC trade and then just dumping some money on there, getting a trailing take profit in, and then just kind of sitting back and just letting the goodness happen. But if I look at forecast here, if we bounced right here and kind of went up, like half the channel would be like 17, would be like 7%, all the way back to the top, in kind of a reasonably, kind of a reasonable manner, just kind of follow that nice trend like that. That could be like 15% in 4 days or 5 days. The end of the week, we could be up, back to like around, just for what it's worth. Well, now, sorry. That would be like what? Well, it'd be like 30. No, wait a second. That'd be quite a big move. That's 25,000 right there at around 7 or 8%. If we went to the top of this channel, that'd be like 27,169. So anyway, just watch for this. We could see this. In a way, just a possibility. Kind of a you could just see that kind of cup and handle. Playing out, or you could see a W playing out, like boo for win, Just anyway, it's an interesting start to the week. Let's see what happens. Right now, we really need the 45-minute chart to find some energons and start doing something. It's just kind of sorry about that. It's just kind of hanging out here. And that's just, it needs to get back above that 200 moving average right there. So we'll move on to some other stuff, but there you go. 4-hour chart. It's just kind of weak. It needs to get about that 200 moving average. I'm going to actually look at an hourly chart also. How's that look? Yeah, hourly needs to get above it also. 314, the slower crossing over the quicker moving average is not too bullish right there. So let's see what happens. We kind of got this channel going on. Let's see how it plays. This is an hourly chart. These indicators right now in the hourly are all kind of trending down. The squeeze is trending down. Directional index is kind of, it's starting to look a little bit trend towards the positive. We had some volume come in below the 200 moving average. It's not really a trade that I want to get into right now, but I tell you what though, if I was to be a betting man here, if I was to do let's say like a long position, if I really wanted a long Bitcoin, I'd probably be doing something like this. I'd be watching out of an alert set for 200 moving average break. I would wait for it to actually, move up and do that, come back, maybe retest it and move up. I would put a very tight stop. If it loses to 200, it's not going to continue up. And then really looking at this trade, if I was to get in on that, that could be as much as 11%, even like a trailing take profit of right here at the mid range, which is what around like, if it made it up, let's just say 4%, 4.5%, 5%, maybe I do a trailing take profit or something like that, and see if I can ride it, see if Bitcoin makes it up the top of this channel again. Anyway, we'll see how it goes. I think what happens with the especially the 45-minute chart here and the 200 moving average is really going to be a lot. It's going to predict a lot what happens with the week. And right now, it's kind of indecisive here on the indicators. Might be turning up. I'm going to put an alert in. If we break that 200 on the 45-minute chart, especially, and the hourly, 4 hours already there. The 4 hours is actually ultimately kind of making that bounce right now. But we need these shorter time frames to get a little bit perky here. 4-hour chart doing the right thing. Hourly and 45-minute need to catch up. And maybe we'll find a really, really nice like I was saying, maybe we'll find a nice, upwards channel to ride for a while. That would be good. I would like it. I'll take it. Now, with that said, let's look at some other stuff. Sorry, I probably wore that out. Wall versus USDT. This guy is good. This is being talked about over at Bitcoin. Not Bitcoin. It was being talked about over at Block Education. It was kind of a tip somebody noticed this morning. This is doing pretty good, so I'll share this with everybody. KuCoin. I'm playing it there. I'm not sure if it's on Bybit. There you go. So KuCoin and Bybit, and I do see it. I'm not sure if it's on Binance for a change. Wow. Anyway, beautiful upwards channel. I like what I'm seeing. It was running up today. Indicators right now, it's kind of cooling off a little bit, but I'm watching this one. It's kind of having a hard time figuring what it wants to do, but you can kind of see where it definitely plays with this mid-range very powerfully. I got in on this mid-range bump. Then I stopped out on the way back down. In profit, I've been riding it up. Now we're beginning to see, look at that. Now we're seeing the squeeze indicator kind of perking up again. Then we're going to see a continued run. All about your patience level. I'm just impatient. I'm just not going in the red at all these days with trades. I'm just not doing it. I'm pretty much, stopping out or making money. That's just me. I just don't want to, the world's just too uncertain, to ride things in the red. But definitely directional index is chilling out. Some volume coming in. It's 45-minute chart. I like what I'm saying. Let's look at a 4-hour chart here. 4-hour chart. That looks. What I like about the 4-hour chart is candles by Sam are very, very bullish, and so you got 3 candles in a row with the bodies stacked. You got another 3 candles. Got another 3 candles. 4 candles there. Looking at the 4-hour chart, I like what I'm kind of seeing in that. Kind of all this stuff. Directional index is looking really good. The squeeze indicator, nice and powerful. A little bit skewed because this crazy moment back here. But the squeeze indicator's on the way up. Directional index is looking good. You got some nice little volume spikes here. I mean, ultimately, you could make the argument they are kind of decreasing. Could very well be. But that happens. So anyway, I'm just going to watch this one today. I'm not quite ready to get back in it. It's a little bit too uncertain to me. I think it may need to retrace a little bit, come down to this 8 moving average in the 4-hour chart, which is right around like a 0.032, yeah, 0.03269 is the 8 moving average right now. So I might like put an alert in there and see if we wick down to that, if we touch it, because it is doing, I mean, it makes sense what it's doing. You can kind of see the pattern here. If I was to do something like this, just kind of ride it like that, you can kind of see, like, there you go. It's just, that was kind of jerky. Then as what's probably going to happen here, then if I take this and just grab that and move it, you can kind of sometimes see the pattern it's making, natural pattern up. That looks kind of weird though. But anyway, guys, I'm watching on the 4 to 5 minute chart for kind of immediate price action, really. And I'm going to wait for it to kind of, I think it's got a little bit more of a retrace in it before it continues up. So kind of think I'm probably going to see something like this and then a continued move, but I'm watching this one. So I think this guy's going to continue moving up. I just want to catch it at the bottom. And then I will just let it ride. So anyway, WAL versus USDT, definitely a good coin on exchanges most people can play on. Another one mentioned this morning, over blockchain education, was Eternal versus USDT. This one's interesting. I like it because it's on Gate.io and MEXC. Gate.io, it's a good little exchange. I use it. Has a lot of weird coins like this on it. This thing is sporadic and everywhere, but it's been kind of riding the 200 and the 314, getting wicked crazy. Indicators are sort of perking up right here. Directional index is still in the red. ADX is picking up. This thing is nuts. But anyway, I just wanted to mention it. Eternal versus USDT. If it does what it's been doing, we're probably going to see eventually kind of a bounce come out of this thing, and that would just be heavenly to catch the trailing take profit. That would just be really, really wonderful. So I'm kind of waiting to see, just waiting for this thing to give me some kind of a sign, you know what I mean, that's actually found the point that it wants to bounce at, because I think it's I honestly think it's kind of working on it. So maybe the next 200 moving average break here on the 4-hour chart. Actually, let's get on to not 30 minutes. It's kind of like an hourly chart here. Look at this thing. Yes, there you go. That's kind of the big telltale right there. I'm waiting for this thing to actually, directional index, squeeze indicator is showing us sideways turbulence, as I would call it. ADX and directional index are beginning to kind of look about right. What I think we kind of need here is, this one's hard to play. I'll just put it out there for y'all. If you want to, it's one to watch. You can get rid of some of the static on the 4-hour chart. I love things that do that. I mean, if this guy did another burst like that and you happen to get in, so I'm just going to watch for this 200 moving average break on the 4-hour chart. And if I see some energons there, maybe I'll hop in. Anyways, this is really a tough one, Eternal versus USDT. Just throwing it out there, it's one of those crazy-ass trades that, if you were to actually hop in there and it kind of did a burst like it's done, that's like 20%, and it seems to have that pattern. You can kind of see when some alts like this, you sort of see that bursty pattern. They get into that like that, and then what's that? That's kind of a W for win, and who wouldn't like to get in on that action? Anyway, sorry about that. Here's some news. Sorry that's not. Is there anything else that are looking hot right now? Let me actually just rock over here to my little Cayenne list of things that I'm actually watching that are interesting. This is actually kind of interesting too. SNX. We're seeing a move up there. I like that. Nice strong move off the 200 moving average, kind of going sideways right now, but the indicators, squeeze indicators, shows probably more up than down. That directional index is looking good. ADX is looking good. This is a 4-hour chart, but it does have a glass ceiling to get through. Not too excited about that, really. Let's look at STX versus USDT. This one's really been kind of moving today. I'll look on it on Qcoin. Yeah, moving up hard. Had a beautiful upwards channel going a few days ago. Dumped it. A lot of alts did. Now it's moving back up. Now it's retracing. Green. Wow. Stacks is just on fire. But if we look, I'm starting to get some light green candles, and ADX is pointing up. I'm gonna wait for this thing to retrace a little bit more. But STX, Stacks versus Tether on Qcoin, a little bit. Gosh, this thing could actually form. Just keep an eye on this one. That could be a W right there. which is always, to me, kind of bullish. W for win. I could see that. Or quite possibly, we could be seeing a W like this. Uh, watch for things to get back in previous upwards channels. That's when they really begin to explode. So anyway, I'm going to be watching this one. STX is kind of hot, maybe a little bit overextended. ZEM versus USDT, rather on fire today. It's on Binance and KuCoin. We'll look on it on Binance. Wow, 4-hour chart. Look at that. Insanity, pure insanity. This thing took off big time. But this is the thing about the coins like this. The thing to do now, really, is Fibonacci. This thing. Look for a logical bounce. It went down to the .5. The 8 moving average is way down here. It would not surprise me if this guy goes all the way back down to the 618 moving average before it turns around. But if I look at like more of an immediate, chart right here, well, are we seeing? Let's say, let's a little bit closer so we can see it. What are we looking at here on the 45-minute chart? Well, look at that. That could be a legit .5 fib bounce. Just got above the 382. How's that volume looking? And the squeeze indicator is perking back up. Directional index, if we look, is beginning to actually go positive again. Woo! This thing could keep running. ZEM versus USDT. I mean, trade at your own risk, but this guy actually is pretty darn hot. And it pumped. It just got back down to the moving 8, which is where you kind of got to always return to one way or the other in most time frames. So, ZEM versus USDT, guys, this thing could be continuing. It's a legit bounce spot and just got over the 382. If we look at it like it's like a daily chart. Is this thing like? Well, it's kind of over this. I mean, where's like the next real? I mean, really the next. Honest to goodness, spot where I'd expected to find resistance is like way the crap up there. So ZEM, I mean, look at this thing, or NEM, I should say NEM, which is, this thing has been giving it back for a long time. Look at that. So that could be a pretty sweet play. And if we look on the 3-day chart, what are we seeing here? Check that. Let me zoom out a little bit here. Sorry for all the mess here. I'm just making this thing viewable here. Looking at the 3-day chart, you can see we're starting to try to expand. See, 3-day chart, you've got this beautiful giving a lot back. Squeeze indicators looking good. Directional index is looking. ADX directional index is looking good. ADX is looking good. This guy could have given back all it's going to give back. It might just be ZEM versus USDT, which is called NEM, which is absolutely annoying. But looking at this I'm looking down at this 45-minute chart here and keep a little bit of a look on this thing because it could be time. It's in the right place to continue. It really is. It's just so pumped out. It kind of, gives me a little bit of uncertainty of getting into it. But ZEM might continue. I'm going to give it a little bit of time to see what it's going to do today. I'm going to keep an eye on that one, actually. Who else was rocking today? Neo versus USDT. We saw that one moving. So on Binance and KuCoin, so you should be able to play it. Looking at a 4-hour, I've been actually at this one. I guess I've looked at Neo versus USDT recently. Yeah, look at that. It came up recently on the 45-minute chart here. You can see it found a previous resistance there and bounced off of it. If you look at the, but right now the squeeze indicator is chilling out. Directional index is chilling out. Volume is kind of decreasing. So what are we seeing? Let's look at a 4-hour chart to get rid of some of this noise. Yeah, it kind of did what we expected it to do. Look at that, bonk. So now it's coming down probably to the 382. But look at this on the 4-hour chart. The squeeze indicator is turning positive again. Directional index is in the right place. ADX is in a perfect sweet spot. Volume is acceptable, kind of increasing. Woo! Neo versus Tether on Binance. It looks kind of hot. I like what I'm seeing there. Let's see what happens. I'm just sorry, guys. I'm a little bit indecisive today. Just I'm not sure how to get in on things right now. Just kind of watching. Anyway, guys, there you go. Has anything else started to really run recently? Let's take a look. Has anything started to move? Just Stacks and ZEM. Neo is doing pretty darn good today. I like that. Sorry, I don't have anything more decisive for you. This is just a little bit of a hard play today. Just be patient, let things come to you. I'm kind of watching Wall. I'm watching Zem. Now I'm watching Neo versus USDT. I think Neo might be really in the sweet spot to do it for a continuation. It just needs to get past this previous resistance. But second time's a charm. Anyway, guys, with that said, let's look at a little news real quick. Giant swords of Hungarian origin dating back to the 14th century, now on display in the Topkapi Palace Museum in Istanbul. The one in the middle is 270 centimeters long. You ever wonder if giants really existed? I mean, if it was like the 14th century, this girl's like, what in the world? But if it's the 14th century, where I imagine making things like this was kind of slightly a pain in the ass, maybe there were giants. Just because, like, you wouldn't make that. I'm sorry. Life was just too difficult in the 14th century. I happen to know, okay? I was born in the 14th century. Anyway, I mean, why would you make that? It's just, it's kind of like saying you'd make a pyramid, well, not a pyramid today, but I mean, just, I've always heard those things about there being giants. I'm starting to say, you know what? I think maybe there really were, because that's nuts, dude. Somebody was like whacking people with that. And this one here, it's got a lot of marks on it. Like it was actually used. It has actually the wear on the blade. Anyway, I now think there were giants, because you wouldn't make these swords like as a decoration or whatever. Now that's boom, man, there were giants. Okay. Looking at the HP index, which is kind of like the KP index. KP index down here. This is massive energy from the sun. HP index, some people consider it a little bit better. Massive energy from the sun. These should all be in the green, but they're in the red. Here's the deal. Insane, and it would do you well to follow these and just get to know these and just watch it on a daily basis. I'll put it in the live chat. The sun's been very active recently. We are getting insane space weather, a lot of radiation from the sun hitting us right now. If you happen to feel a little bit fuzzy or overly energetic or maybe like depressed or whatever, when these things hit people, you feel it. We've got extraordinary sun energy coming in right now. So anyway, just take care of your health, drink your water. We're really getting hit by the sun. Some say it causes evolutionary leaps in humanity. Maybe that is the case. Who knows? A little bit more is this right here. Another day, another 1.2 billion. The money laundering scheme is endless. What bothers me is, as this person says, as Cat Poopy here says, what the heck? Janet Yellen makes a surprise visit to Kyiv to announce another 1.25 billion in aid to Ukraine. What bothers me about this is that since when does this lady make foreign policy for us? There she is shaking hands with Mr. Zelensky there. And it's like U.S. Treasury Secretary, Janet Yellen, arrived in Kiev today. And she says, Zelensky said, it is necessary, as he would say, it is necessary to further strengthen sanctions in order to deprive Russia of the opportunity to finance the war. Give me money. Janet, give me more money. I need 50 billion today. I need 100 billion tomorrow. You old hag, give me money. I'll smack you. I'll smack you like a foster child, you old hag. Give me money now. Anyway, so this is this little old poor turtle came over and give me money, woman, now, give it to me. Anyway, the U.S. Treasury Secretary, she does. When is this hag make policy? It's disgusting. If you ever wondered if this is not the highest of all level money laundering schemes, I think this should wake your ass up if you didn't already know. Give me money, you old hag. Give me money now. I need more tomorrow and even more the next day. Anyway, Woody's the man. If you don't know about Woody Harrelson's recent rant on Saturday Night Live, I think it's kind of cool. There's an article that says it's coming. and it kind of deep dives into the socioeconomic groovy take on all of this. James Howard Kunzlinger, he's a pretty cool character. He actually has a blog. It's called this. I won't say it on the air, but it's just something. And he kind of breaks this down a little bit of a deep dive into it. Not a very long article, but rich on content. Anyway, sorry this is kind of long today. I'm just not focused. Bitcoin, like I say, 4-hour moving average bounce, forget it, great. The hourly and 45-minute especially need to perk up a little bit to really have some good power. Market's very, very volatile. Watch Wall versus USDT. This morning's kind of volatile. I'm not sure which way it's going to go yet, but I am watching this one because I think definitely if we draw an upwards channel here, we see something that is pretty powerful. I think this guy could continue. I like what I'm seeing. Looks good on different time frames. It's in that decision mode here in the middle of the channel. We're going to go visit the bottom or go back to the top right now. Looks like it kind of, I just can't tell what it wants to do yet, but I'm watching that one. I'm getting in when I have confidence. Zem, Zem, which is Z, I'm going to say XEM, which is actually NEM called that, whatever. Is it making that .5 balance? It's kind of chilling out a big burst. Is it going to just give it all back or what? I'm watching this one because I like what I'm seeing. I think we might actually see some energons here. I'm just watching it. It could be perking back up again. We shall see. Let's let it come to you. Don't chase it. NEO versus USDT pumped like crazy. Made a beautiful 618 bounce. I love that. Found a natural spot where there was resistance. Got bounced off of it. I'm watching this thing. It's locked in the fib here. These indicators look like it's turn up time, but I'm just kind of waiting. It seems like the market is kind of like, I'm not sure what it wants to do quite yet, but I'm watching. So we have sideways, the power of sideways. Give me money. Give me money. Send me money. Hey. It's like, I'm going to start doing that. I'm going to start saying like, where's that here? Where's he at? There he is. Yeah, there it is. Come on now. Let's actually watch that again. Give me money. Yeah, give me money. Give me money. Give me money. Go sit over there. Write me a check. Anyway, everybody, take care. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Thank you for being a Bitcoin truth seeker. Thank you for having an optimistic view on humanity. Thanks for stacking sats, because really, for every Bitcoin Satoshi you own, this old turtle, is one day closer to, give me money. Give me money. Give me money right now. Give me money. Sorry. I'll see you guys later.